Hey, McLovin, what can I do for you?
I want to see how my new line of eyewear is doing with your customers.
People love the McFocals. We're just having just a couple issues with them, though. Are you having any problems with your glasses?
No, everything's fine. Just keep selling as much as you can. Sell, sell, sell.
I'll let you go. Looks like it's about time for the box. Go.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard College for box score.
Hello and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock at Los Angeles at the BS News Desk until the end of the week. The Danettes join us from Milford, Connecticut. Welcome back, Fritzy, from your medical procedure. Paul Burmeister.
Thank you.
In Dan's seat again today and had a new co-host. He had Brian Westbrook, former Eagles running back who stepped in for Jonathan Vilma. McLovin, how excited were you? Did you run in for the bro hug early on?
No, Brian somehow communicated.
You were playing hard to get or something.
He communicated straight handshake. You guys think that I was definitely not a Brian Westbrook era Eagles fan.
Really?
Yeah, because
It's still an Eagle. I thought any Eagle of note that accomplished something significant for the.
No, I happen to like him because he was a great player and he always seemed like a great guy. But I definitely didn't root for the Eagles during that span.
Yeah.
Did you root for another team?
I kind of had my favorites elsewhere because I was working at the NFL and you weren't allowed to root. You were very specifically said don't put teams in your office. So I kind of favored the New York teams. Is that bad? Don't you guys don't you root for New York teams when you live in New York?
No. I'm Broncos and
Yeah, but I feel a lot better now for all the criticism I've taken for becoming a Patriots fan.
Yeah.
After all the time when I really didn't even have a team. I like Dan Marino, and then the NFL might as well not have existed. So now that I'm
But how did you not become a
Patriots
huge Giants fan in North
fan,
Jersey?
My dad was a Giants fan, and I was like, yeah, I guess. I just wasn't really into them.
So when were you big
Phil
with
Simms.
the Eagles? Montgomery and
Yes,
Carmichael?
when Dick Vermeil left, I liked Buddy Ryan too.
Yeah.
But then I moved out of Philadelphia.
So if Harold Carmichael were co-hosting,
oh, dude.
Yeah.
But think about it. You know, that's simple.
Montgomery.
I have not lived in Philadelphia since 1991. So like I haven't been around. Like your allegiance has
Bill
changed.
Berge, the linebacker, he's co-hosting.
Keith Krepfle at tight end,
Yeah.
Bill Berge, Johnny LeMaster,
Herman Edwards.
Herman Edwards, really good. Yeah, but no, I don't have a real strong.
When was the last time any of the four of us asked for a flat-out autograph for yourself, not for somebody else? Can anyone think of the last time you asked for an autograph for anything? I can't remember myself.
No,
I
I'm
don't
not
care
a big
for
autograph guy.
I'd rather take
I'm
a picture with someone,
I'm
yeah.
a picture
Okay,
person.
Yeah.
I know one that immediately jumps to mind was Gronk. At one of the.
Oh, you got a
New Orleans.
I asked him like, hey, dude, can I grab a pic with
New
you real
Orleans.
quick?
Yeah.
Because someone could always question whether that's authentic or not, but if you're physically right there, I know you can doctor pictures, but no one can argue that you're like right there with the photo.
With social media, the picture is now 100 times more valuable. He's tweeting out a picture of you and Gronk. That's huge.
That was
real street
solely
cred.
done for like in-law credentials and like sort of getting.
Oh, it's not to impress people on Twitter. Or
no, well, only just my in-laws.
Yeah.
Really, like
secondary.
like all the cousins and stuff.
I have a subtle game I do at Super Bowl often where I'm like I asked like a production assistant, take a picture of me in the background. It'll be like Joe and Dan chatting, and I'll sort of just go into the picture and be like this. And they won't see me, and that picture will make the rounds.
I did that with Elway. I have a framed picture, and we're not posting together at all. He's like walking out after doing like there was like an ESPN radio interview or something, and I just kind of stuck my head in, and it was not a posed picture at all. You can barely say it was a picture of me and John Elway, but I thought that might be the only opportunity I get where we could both be somewhere in the frame. But he's looking this way, I'm looking that way, and it's totally obvious that he had nothing to do with it.
I've got a real good one at home. I have to find it. It's of Fritzy and I at the Super Bowl, I think in Jacksonville. And we had Sandler and Rock on the set, and 60 Minutes was shooting Chris Rock.
Yeah,
remember 60 Minutes went through Fritzy, and they got permission to come to our set and shoot Chris Rock on our show, and they used it in the 60 Minutes piece on Rock. I guess this is 04, 05. And this really great picture. And to this day, I don't know who took it, because we didn't have camera phones back then. They hadn't been invented.
Right.
And so someone took a picture and gave it to me. And it's me, Fritzy, on set, Sandler, Rock, Dan, Dibble, and we're all working. No one's like, and we're all discussing.
Those
talking.
are the best pictures.
And it's not totally non-scripted. And I don't know who took that picture.
I've seen that photo on the web. That's a great picture. It was on the old ESPN.
I think it was the sales guy at ESPN took the picture and just posted it or gave it to us, and I still have it. It's really cool.
Yeah, you don't want to pick that's too much of a post, but that, for me anyway, Elway, I would have much rather had my arm around him and we're both smiling and looking at the camera like he took a moment to be with me at that moment, as opposed to he's busy, walking away from me, and I'm like, look, I'm in the same shot.
I told this one before when I was at an All-Star game, and Sean Salisbury took me on the field. We had no credentials to be on the field. He goes, stick with me. And I've told this before, Reggie Jackson, get to meet Reggie Jackson. I don't care what you like for sports. You got to be impressed by meeting Reggie Jackson. I was like, I got to get a picture. I gave Sean my little dopey camera. And again, I'm like this, and Reggie's like this.
Yeah.
He was like, it was purposeful displeasure. Like, I would like to be doing anything but taking a picture with you.
Pictures are super valuable, but I think McLovin may be a little disingenuous about his love and need for an autograph.
If you could sign this to my son Andrew, that'd be great.
You don't,
Something like, yeah.
Well, of course you give me a pin that doesn't work.
and you also
Little Andy's gonna be so disappointed. Hold on 1 second. To my son Andrew, you are one of the most brilliant people I've ever worked with. I know he's a kid. He doesn't work.
Right. You're the best.
It's a big moment for
Do you want him to come home with you and put it up on your wall?
That'd be great. Yeah, I can't read this. Can you write that on the
See, that's a special moment there. I'm a little bummed now after what I just heard McLovin say, that as much as he respected what Brian accomplished with the Eagles, that wasn't really his era of
That's what
being
you
a
do
fan.
to guest hosts. You make them feel wanted.
Yeah, I still think it's cool.
Was that a faux
I was
autograph?
totally a faux autograph.
While it was happening,
Did you
I'm
even
like, wow,
see
he's
me
so
like?
excited.
I thought you used it as a coaster, which I was impressed that you put something under your drink for once.
Yeah.
Totally duped by you thinking you were.
Yeah, by the way, I have a signature from Brian Westbrook. What do I do with it? I have a piece of paper signed by. Do I go on eBay with that? I don't know. Was signatures in that? I don't like signatures.
Hold on to it. You're an eagle. You're still an eagle.
Football card signed. That's cool. But just a general signature?
The other thing is these days, because of eBay and everything like that, they don't want people to forge their signature. Another thing that makes a picture so much better than a signature, you can't even read the handwriting. So if someone just scribbles, one of these famous people, they purposely write sloppy, so you can't even make out who it is.
Yeah.
So who are
By the
you
way,
going to show that off to? That doesn't look like something Brian.
Elephant in the
would
room.
say, right?
We have 4 people who sign a lot of autographs, and next week we'll probably sign some autographs.
I would say a lot.
No, we do. I mean, like,
I would say there's been certain, to be fair to the situation, we sometimes go to Buffalo Wild Wings and we take a lot of pictures and we sign a handful, or football. You might sign something at the Super Bowl, but it is interesting the first time you're asked for that, you're like, well, I'm not supposed to be doing this.
Yeah. Well, by a lot, I mean a lot more than we ever expected
Yes.
to in life.
Yeah.
Like more than
Specific
zero.
situations.
More than zero.
I remember at Super Bowl, you've been there, people hand like a brand new NFL football and they say, would you sign this? I'm like, no, I don't think you should do that.
Really? Why?
You're lessening the value of this
Why
$100 football.
Why would you want my signature on that?
Yeah, there's one guy who probably will be signing autographs if people can get to him, Al Michaels. He's going to be calling the game, and there's only one way to prepare for the Super Bowl, and that is to take a shot at Dan Patrick.
The over-under on dinners you're going to have with Dan Patrick next week?
Well, 0, because I talked to him yesterday, and he's out here, and right now doing some stuff. I don't know. He's playing Mr. Hollywood this week, but next week, Dan's a busy guy, and he likes to name drop and hang around studs, and he's got this Hollywood thing going. So, you know what? I'll tell you what. The actual number is 1, because our boss Mark Lazarus is having a dinner for all of us on Tuesday night. So Dan and I will be breaking bread on Tuesday.
I thought that was great. Al Michaels taking a few jabs at Dan. I think Dan's loved that they've become buddies over the past 5-7 years. But now I'm thinking about it, I think as a group, our goal for the Super Bowl, we have to have one goal. And we love free dinners. That's our main goal. We have to have an Al Michaels dinner. In a picture, in black and white, just laughing it up, Tumblr, seeing,
some type of head on the wall behind us, like a bear or something.
Huge steaks.
Some type of taxidermy.
By the way,
wine carafes.
Yeah.
Did you guys get the Evite to the NBC dinner?
No.
It's weird. Maybe it's in my junk box.
That's really the big news out of there. Is that means we know we're down at least one free dinner Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we've got to start producing a free dinner for
Or
Tuesday.
do we promise that Dan will be there, just flat out lie to some sponsor, say Dan will be there?
Well, here's the way to get in on the NBC dinner. Ask if Dan wants backup. And sometimes Dan wants us as backup for a dinner. He's probably going to say no to this one.
Well, as long as we ask,
Not
I think that it's out there, we can get a free meal. Well, we asked Dan, he might come. Might meaning 0% chance.
Right. Might is no.
I need a steak and a baked potato Tuesday.
Yeah.
I need to make that happen.
If seats are limited at that NBC dinner, who's getting the invite out of you 4?
Well, I have to tell you, I watch a lot of NBC, Parks and Rec.
Is that enough to get
I don't know, maybe that's my claim to here, that I'm a big NBC.
I can't lie to you. I think we're all 4 equally not going.
Yeah. Do you think there's a good chance that we're going to be hanging out together on Tuesday night?
There's a better chance that they cancel the entire dinner than of one of us going.
Or cancel the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
No Super Bowl. All right, stick around. We are gearing up for Super Bowl week. And we'll look back at the guys' trip to Dallas in 2011.
Your Super Bowl 45 Cougar of the Week, the lovely and voluptuous Charlene Tilton. Charlene Tilton, Cougar of the Week. Okay, I have a hernia. Okay. All right, that's it. It's okay, you guys gotta stop, seriously. Okay, we gotta stop here. I just seriously have a hernia. Oh, jeez.
He'd still be there right now on that pole if we didn't turn it off.
Oh, my God.
He still has that hernia. He hasn't gotten it taken care of yet.
Welcome back to the box score. That was Fritzy and Dallas versus the Bull. Yeah, that's 8+ seconds, so good on you there, Todd. Todd, you won the battle against the Bull, but when are you going to win the battle against that hernia?
The last time I got to get that taken care of at some point. But the last time I panicked like that and hit that kind of octave of concern, I'm sure the guys all remember the Milwaukee Brewers, race with the mask and the costume and the sausage race.
Oh, that wasn't even the tip of.
But that's the sausage race. I really thought I was going to pass out.
Let's stay with the extremely slow-moving mechanical bull. If they didn't turn it off, did you think of any other options to get off the bull, like going down to the extremely soft pad?
I didn't know what to do. I was shockingly in a panic, as I am on many occasions, and I didn't know what to do. And it was part of the thing was starting to really hit me in a little bit of a.
Now, Brock, this is not slowed down. This is actually sped up just a hair for.
I felt like I was an actual bull there.
Okay, we gotta stop here.
You're on the most lethargic bull of all time.
Yeah, is that bull running out of batteries? Why is it going so slow?
To me, that was a wild, out of control.
So now,
bull.
for those of us that I've never had a hernia, was that painful?
I was feeling a tugging in my right groin area. That as the thing was moving, it kept kind of bumping in and out. And what they say is, as long as you could push that little bump back in, you're okay for a while. And back then, I was able to put it back in. More recently, especially after David Deal threw me down, it's not as easy to pop that mother right back into its spot.
So David Deal aggravated the injury?
He kind of aggravated it.
You guys barely made physical contact, you and Deal. He kind of went past you, and you fell at like Ralphie's little brother.
In a split second, my forearm. I don't know. I didn't know what happened, but my left forearm was bruised, and all of a sudden now I can't push that little.
You should have done what I did with Deal. Just run like a coward next time.
At some point, hopefully later than sooner, but at some point that's good.
Did you explain on your doctor appointment yesterday? You go 2 for Tuesday. Did you tell him that you also had an injury from a Super Bowl champion?
I did not mention that.
You held that back.
I did. We ended up talking sports and stuff like that.
That's smart.
But I did not mention that. But it's funny that one quick thing before the procedure, I'm always concerned that they're going to get started, and especially that could be really painful.
You ever concerned about misdiagnosis because you don't tell them that you have a hernia aggravation?
That's another thing that I should be concerned about. But beyond that, before they get ready and they're ready to start shoving things in different orifices, I find myself, I'm talking a lot to them, and it's my way of letting them know nervously that I'm not asleep yet, don't get started yet. And I'll keep talking to them, hoping they know, don't start prematurely, because I don't want to feel whatever they're going to
do. They kick up the morphine or whatever?
And then all of a sudden they got this thing up my nose, and then I'm starting to get lightheaded. But I could hear myself, I remember this yesterday, I'm continuing to talk until I was out cold, because I just have this big fear.
Brian Westbrook's car service, I believe it's set for 7:25 a.m. Brooklyn's a busy town. I don't know how we're going to get into
the thought of them starting to do what they have to do while I'm not 100% out cold. I just kept rambling on, and then the next thing I knew, I was up and it was over.
God bless that guy.
Yeah, maybe they got the thing mixed up that was supposed to go in the nose, went in the other side. All right, well, okay. Seton, who rode the bull better? Was it Fritzy or McLovin? How about that?
Man, we play the one of Fritzy so much, yeah.
He's doing pretty good there. He's got his arm up.
Yeah, he's got some style going, too.
That one's going faster than mine. Oh, you got that by a mile.
Nice.
There he goes. Boom.
Oh, you killed
I can't remember if I was faking for effect or did that thing move fast? Did you guys?
No, that went a lot faster than mine.
It's tough to balance on that thing. When you go forward, you kind of. It's surprising how quickly you could be thrown off it. I think I went over there pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering, there was talk about maybe us getting involved in some real rodeo down in Zona.
I hope so. but there won't be any snow to deal with.
Yeah. But I have a question. Would you guys dress up as a clown and get in the ring with a bull? Is that something that's
rodeo clown? Yeah.
You would do it?
What if we went down there though and said we wanted to get involved in some real rodeo here in Zona? How would that go over?
Well, that's a good question because Arizona's not the most western state anymore, at least downtown Phoenix. I lived there for a couple years. You don't see a lot.
So it's not just cactus.
There's not a lot of
desert,
no, not in the downtown. It's more glass, brand new buildings. But if you go on the outskirts of town, you could find a lot of horses and cattle and cacti.
Now, are you saying Zona as an abbreviation is off limits? We're not going to go there this Super Bowl week?
Yeah, I don't know.
I should probably cross that out.
I was like,
I think you were focused.
Hey, looking for some real rodeo down here in Zona.
Is there any real authentic Mexican food here in Zona?
Yeah, there's this place called Westworld. It's about 15 minutes north of town, and Westworld has a big rodeo every year, and it's indoors, and it's pretty cool. I wouldn't be surprised if they had something there, but they have rodeo. A little bit.
Well, we are just a few days away from the greatest moment in TV history where I joined the Danettes in the flesh in Phoenix for the box score.
Holy crap.
Polly, full chance to reveal here. Are there any shenanigans planned when we join up?
For you?
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way, Brock. We've done a lot of physical things over the years, running 40-yard dashes. Remember that thing we did in Miami? We did a combine. It's possible that we may put you through the paces, and we sit back and enjoy you running hundreds of yards uphill.
It'll look probably something like Kate Upton, but more horrific. Stay with us. The Danettes go shopping for some Super Bowl mementos. We're back here on the box score. The Danettes love them some football, Super Bowl, and especially when their teams are involved in the big game. But how much do they know about items worth that are associated with their team's trip to that big game? Hit the music. It's time for Worth or Worthless. You know the rules. We will show you an item that's sold at an online auction. You need to tell us its value within $20. This is all Super Bowl related stuff. First one is for you, Pauly. Let's see here. The Bears beat the Patriots in Super Bowl 20. And you can have one of the official game balls from Chicago's 46-10 victory. But for how much?
Wow.
Now, is that the one that the fridge ran in when your boy Walter Payton should have had his ball?
That was awesome.
Yeah, I knew you could bring up. That's a tough one for me. Yeah, I'm still salty about Walter not getting the ball there. That ball's got to be $750.
Just overshot it a bit. It's $104.99.
I think that's less than the ball cost new. So by being a Super Bowl ball that was used, it actually cost less?
That's what I'm seeing. Next up, McLovin. The Eagles never won a Super Bowl, sorry pal, but you can purchase this memento from their last trip to the big game. It's a Super Bowl 39 commemorative coin. How much?
Wow, that's a real terrible Super Bowl memento. I would say.
Can you guess zero?
I'd say probably $7.99.
Good guess.
Wow, decimal in the wrong place. It's $77.98 for that coin.
What? Oh,
I wouldn't take that for free.
$80 for that?
But the Bears Super Bowl ball is.
What the hell?
I guess Philly loves their football more. Okay, Seton, you're up. We know you love you some Tom Brady. Well, here's something to put up on your desk: a framed SI cover from when the Patriots won their first Super Bowl in 2002. What does it cost?
Well, just the frame and matting alone has got to be $50.
Sensible.
So then I'm going to say $51.
Doing some math here. I believe that is in the range. Yeah, $36.99. Fritzy, close us out here. John Elway finally won a Lombardi Trophy with a victory in Super Bowl 32, and you can cherish it with an autographed Super Bowl 32 helmet signed by the Bronco legend himself. How much?
That has got to be $622.
It is valued at $379.95.
That's it?
I'm sorry.
That's a bargain.
Not bad.
You better go get that.
Our winner today is Seton O'Connor. Don't go away. What did you do with your first paycheck? Big one, that is. We'll ask the guys after this.
what was the biggest check you walked into a bank with and handed over to somebody?
I think my signing bonus, last time I got a contract, I think my signing bonus was like $9 million.
So you walked in and got in the line with all the people and with your little pen?
Yeah. And I signed it up and I handed them the check and the lady was like, yeah, of course they're going to check it and make sure that it's a real check.
Do you tip out the teller like you're in Vegas and give her like a hundy?
We're closing up shop here on the box score. Brian Westbrook shocked the room when he said he walked into a bank with a check for $9 million. Paula, you said you asked him if he was going to tip out the teller. If you cashed a check for $9 million, are you throwing the lucky teller a little cash?
I think I would. I think I'd be in such a great mood that I would just go nuts. I was so shocked when I heard that story because I thought he was going to tell me, okay, I got my weekly paycheck, which was $250 grand, and I actually deposited. When I thought he was lying to me when he first started telling the story. I thought he's just playing along, but he's serious.
I thought there were limits to how much you could actually put in the bank.
Yeah, they must have to bring in the president of the bank.
Was that a different bank or something?
I guess a check's a check.
Just a teller number, window number 5, you can just drop $9 million.
Local branch where you take a lollipop and give them the deposit slip, and you're like.
But it was great that he played with the story and actually stuck with it and told the actual story because I didn't think it was going anywhere when we started off on that.
Fritzy, what would you do if you got a check for $9 million?
What would I do? I would get season tickets to the Broncos, although it would be hard to go back and forth from Connecticut. I would buy homes even though they already have homes for my immediate family if they wanted to upgrade from their current living conditions.
Do you get your son and daughter a separate house from yours?
Yeah, I'd probably have my son and daughter who are 12 and 9 move out. They could get them a nice little barn across the street or something like that. We can keep an eye on them. But my mom's living in an apartment that I think she's way outgrown with plastic on the couches and chairs like it's like 1940 or something.
Is that where you went to college? You were in that apartment for college?
Yeah, that was my dorm was my room with my Heather Thomas.
I can understand why she had plastic on everything.
So I would try to upgrade my mom if she was willing to move out of her apartment in Brighton Beach, Brooklyn. That would be some of the things I'd get. And then some Bronco stuff that I shouldn't be buying and waste my money with.
That's what you do now.
It's true. But I mean more fancy, more expensive
fancy
things.
Bronco crap.
Not cubic zirconia, Super Bowl rings or something.
Well, I don't know if anyone's had that moment. Well, no one's had that moment that Brian Westbrook had with the $9 million check, but maybe going from minimum wage to slightly more than minimum wage. Do you remember that big check, McLovin, and what did you do with it?
Actually, Brock, I work in sports, and my name is not Dan Patrick, so I have never had a big check. So
ditto for the three of us.
Yeah. I remember there was that one time.
You know what I did with that big check? I paid off all the stuff that I owed. That I was like, all the bank collectors were calling me. Like, it got a little breathing room.
There was one time, I think it was 2006, where I was able to cover my taxes and 90% of my credit card bill. It was like,
This one check, I'm going to catch up with the 3 months of mortgage that I'm laid on.
Yeah.
The only one I ever did when I got hired at ESPN, I was working in New York City. I was making $33,000 a year. In New York City, that doesn't go very far. And when I got hired for ESPN, I moved to Central Connecticut and was making 42 grand, which seemed like 100 grand because of the cost of where I was living. I went to the mall in this really nice furniture store and bought a big leather chair, like a leather recliner that was so out of place in my crappy little apartment, but it was over $1,000 for this chair. And I just boom, blew it, and I was completely broke as soon as I went home. So I'm sitting in my chair, and I think I was eating like noodles out of a pot with one fork in my $1,000 chair. Such a D-bag.
All right, speaking of people blowing up things in the chair, Fritzy, who's on tomorrow?
Wow. Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk is going to join us, and Mike Mayock of the NFL Network will be part of things as well.
Special guest host?
Special guest host Ross Tucker of NBC SN fame, so that's going to be the Wednesday edition. Is he a four children?
Indiana Hoosier native? Cadillac aficionado?
Research on
huge Celine Dion fan.
We're looking for other guys named Mike to.
And who isn't a fan of
Celine
Dion? Glad you're back, Fritzy, and better. Thanks for watching the Box Score. We are back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern right here on Audience Channel 239, where we have extra stuff on the podcast available on iTunes or at podcast1.com.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey! Thanks for watching the Box Score. Holy cow!